You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever.
Hi guys, I just wanted to take a few minutes of your time to talk about your backup strategy. And in the past, we've always advocated that you have disks that are based on site, which are rotated off-site. So you have a constant off-site backup. Now that is the gold standard backup for anything such as theft, fire, flood, or people deleting files. It allows us a really, really rapid recovery time. So we can take that disk, we can recover all of your data, and you're off again, hopefully with very little data loss, just probably a few days or a day. That system is now not up to the standard that we require, purely for the fact that the new malware viruses can encrypt those backup disks because they're ultimately still connected to the system at some point. As soon as you connect them, the malware can encrypt those disks. What we need to do about this is companies now should have two distinct different backup systems. One disk based on site for rapid recovery. The other one, you should really now be thinking about having a cloud-based backup system whereby your data is sent every night up from your server to a private cloud or an encrypted cloud backup system. That data is then locked away and kept well away from your site. So you send the backup, your server sends all the data up to the backup server, that backup is then locked and stored, and you have no connection to it from your server. So if you do get attacked by crypto locking malware, then there's no chance that that backup can be corrupted. We have teamed up with a company based in the UK for GDPR reasons. Both data centres are located in the UK. One is in the north, one is in the south. And it's a white label only solution, so you can only get the solution through a reseller, which we now are. We've gone through all the certification process to become a reseller. That is being offered at £45 plus VAT per 100 gigabytes per month. Now, that is the cost to us. We're not making any money on this because we feel that it's so important that it has to be put in place. 100 gigabytes is quite a lot of data. I know it won't cover, in some cases, some of you have a lot more data than that and it won't cover all of it. The idea here is that we back up just the stuff that you absolutely cannot run the business without. So that might be an Exchange database. It might be a SQL database. I know some of you run big production systems in SQL, and some flat files. It does compress that data. So for example, we've sent our server data up there, which was more or less 100 gigabytes, which covered most of our stuff. When it arrived there, it was actually only 65 gigabytes because of the compression. So you can get quite a lot of data compressed into that space for that amount of money each month. Something that we feel very strongly that all of your sites should be having, purely for the reason that this malware is out in the open. It is affecting and targeting small business to the point that some malware has actually been custom written to attack specific networks. I would like to see everyone with it because at the moment, with a disk-based backup, if something bad happens and it's a particularly nasty strain of the malware, the Crypto Locker, there is a chance that we may not be able to recover your data. If you're signed up to PCI Compliance, GDPR, or Cyber Essentials, a cloud backup strategy is really part of that self-certification process and should already be in place. Partly we take some blame for this because we have been slightly against cloud up until now for security reasons. However, we have thoroughly investigated this company. The reason we went for it is because they actually only store encrypted data, and the way that they do this is a 256-bit encryption algorithm. So your server encrypts the data and then sends it across the wire to the backup service. They do not keep the encryption keys. That is down to you guys, and to the point that we don't even want them until there is a disaster. So you will be responsible for creating the password which will generate that key. like I say, it's fairly serious, which is why we've done a video on it. We're also going to be doing a series of videos which will take you through other things. The backup really is the last ditch option that we have to recover your data. Ideally, we want to stop this before it even gets onto your network. And there are various things that we can put in place now which will assist and help you to hopefully not end up in that situation. So stay tuned, watch the next video. If you can, like and subscribe to the videos, because we will be releasing more of them as and when things come out, or we want to do a review of certain equipment. You'll find some other videos on this channel about building PCs and things that perhaps you don't realise all the work that actually goes into it. So this will become sort of a repository of information as things progress and as the IT industry progresses, for things that affect you guys and things that may be able to save you money in the longer term.